Firstly, I'd like to assure everyone that the Jingellic pub, which you're looking at footage right now, never served jam sandwiches. This article appeared on the 23rd of March 1923 in the Adelong and Tumut Express and Tumbarumba Post. Attempted poisoning at Jingellic School. A sensation was created at Jingellic recently owing to a deliberate attempt being made to poison 2 children at the Jingellic Public School. From what can be gathered, the circumstances surrounding the case are as followed. On the morning of the 7th this month, Mrs. Kratznitz, who resides with her husband and 6 children about half a mile from Jingellic School, sent 4 of the family to school. That was Ernie, 11, Max, 10, Ronnie, 9, and Tom, 6, giving each of one his lunch, consisting of bread and jam, in separate bags. On arrival to the school, Max and Ronnie placed their bags in a press on the back veranda, Ernie and Tom hanging theirs on the hat rack at the other end of the back veranda. At 11 o'clock, when the scholars were let out to play, Ronnie went to his lunch to get something to eat. After chewing a mouthful of bread and jam and swallowing a portion, he spat the rest out because, as the lad stated, the food tasted bitter. Max then took out a portion of his lunch and, having taken a bite, he pronounced it bitter too and would not eat any. The boys went into school again, and in a short time Ronnie complained of pains in the stomach and the teacher sent him home. After his arrival at the house, he took slight convulsions, remarking to his mother that the jam in the lunch was bad. But Mrs. Kranitz was able to assure the boy such was not the case. She sent to the school to get the bags containing the lunches, and after examining the food, noticed that some pink stuff had been lightly sprinkled over Ronnie's and Max's lunches, and these Mrs. Kranitz threw to a dog, which, having eaten a portion, died 15 minutes later. Upon making a further search, she found a small bottle containing strychnine in Tom's bag. The mother thereupon gave Ronnie an emetic, which had the desired effect, but the lad was conveyed to Coroner Hospital, where after a few days' treatment he recovered and was able to return to his home. Sergeant O'Connor of Tumbarumba was informed of the occurrence and proceeded to Jingellic on the 9th and was engaged in investigating the matter for several days. Strong suspicion points to one of the other school children being guilty of the atrocious act, and the case against the supposed culprit will probably occupy the attention of the Children's Court at Tumbarumba. Later, a boy was charged, and the article appeared in the Daily Advertiser of Wagga Wagga on the 24th of April 1923. It's titled "Schoolboy Poisoned, Case at Albury Circuit Court, a Youth Found Guilty." An extraordinary case was heard before Mr. Justice Campbell in the Circuit Court today, when Henry Spicer, aged 18, was charged with having, on the March 7th at Jingellic, maliciously caused strychnine to be taken by Ronnie Karnitz, aged 9, whereby his life was endangered. The Crown prosecutor said a tragedy was only averted by the prompt attention given to Kranitz. 4 boys of the Kranitz family took their lunches to school and left them in our receptacles. During the recess at 11 o'clock, Ronald Kranitz ate some of his lunch and found it was bitter. He and other boys who tasted the lunch spat it out. Ronald Kranitz subsequently became ill, and the lunch was thrown to a dog, which later died. When the matter was placed in the hands of the police, Henry Spicer made a statement in which he admitted having put certain stuff out of a bottle on some of the lunches. Ronald said that after his return to school, he sat near Spicer, who said to him that he was sorry he had poisoned him, but he had wanted to poison another schoolboy, Horry Merchant. Spicer was found guilty and sentenced to 12 months' imprisonment, but was released under the first offender's provisions. And again, I want to remind you that Jingellic pub does not serve jam sandwiches, but it has delicious meals.